Hi, I'm Eduardo Norette with Campus Reform. Today we're at the University of Florida. With the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square protest coming up, we're here today to talk to students to see what they know about the protest, and we're also here to ask them to see what they think about the current China threat on American college campuses. All right, so the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square protest is tomorrow. Are you guys familiar with the event at all?
I don't know anything about it.
I have no idea what it is.
I don't know very much at all about it. I'm pretty sure it was in China, and I think that's the extent of my knowledge on that.
How much do you know about the Tiananmen Square protests?
I've never heard of it.
Nothing at all, actually.
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
No. Nothing at all.
It was in China. It was 1989, I believe, and it was a lot of civilians got killed for peaceful protesting.
Not too much. I know it happened in China. I think it was a peaceful protest that was pretty forcefully put down by the Chinese government.
China's influence on campus is greater than ever. There have been a lot of questions about their influence on American college campuses. So there's a lot of money pumped into what our national security agencies call propaganda efforts. They've been paying professors and staff members to steal research. Do you think China poses a threat to American college campuses and its students?
I'd say possibly.
I don't think it's a huge threat, but it's definitely a possibility to be a threat.
I would have to say no, but honestly, I'm not too educated in the subject, so I can't really give an educated opinion about it. But as far as what I've experienced so far, I would have to say no.
I don't really know that much about it, but I would also say no.
I don't really think that I have an opinion on the matter because I'm not very knowledgeable about the research or it being done, and I don't want to speak on something and not be knowledgeable and educated about it. And that's definitely something to look into, but I also don't really know enough about the subject to really opine about it.
Does it change your mind at all that some of our national intelligence agencies like the FBI and the Homeland Security have warned that campuses are a soft target? Or, just as an example, we've had a couple professors arrested. There was a professor at Harvard who was arrested a couple months ago. He's just one of many in the last year or two who've been arrested for basically smuggling research, selling research out of the country. Does that change your mind at all?
Not really. I mean, intelligence, knowledge, academic knowledge, should be a free resources.
I guess, yeah, in a very broad sense, yes. Not like a direct threat, but a more global threat.
Does it change your mind at all, for example, that some China experts say that America loses $600 billion in intellectual property each year? Like China steals $600 billion worth of IP.
I think definitely more research on the matter. And I think it sounds like it's something to look into that we should probably be cautious about, but I definitely need to also educate myself.
But if they're taking it from us, it would be better if they would just ask.
I'm not sure how accurate that is, if that's actually an issue, but of course if it is, then yeah, it definitely should be exposed more.
I would say the reason that there is theft going on is because people think they have to steal because people aren't going to assess their individual needs, so they resort to dire measures.
If that is true, that is a great existential threat to the United States and its college campuses.
As to why people don't know this is happening, a lot of the young generation is kind of tapped out to big news and things like that.
I think students should definitely hear more about it.
If it's something like research that is being stolen, I think it definitely deserves consequences and reporting of it, so as to prevent it from happening any further.
How does it make you feel as a student who maybe partakes in some of this research, does this hard work, to hear that a lot of it is just going out the door for free or for a lot less than what was put in?
Well, that's very concerning. I personally, I'm going into pharmacy school, and I'm going to be doing a lot of research into pharmacology, and UF does a ton of health research, and if that information that could be used for the American people, if that information gets put out and is stolen by the people working for the Chinese government, that is an incredible threat to us here at the University of Florida.
How's it going? I'm Eduardo Norette with Campus Reform. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to get our latest content, click right here. If you're interested in joining our team as a correspondent or an investigator, click there. And if you want to donate to make sure we can create more great content like this, click right here.